Hello, it's Wednesday. I'm here. Let me check in. I don't really have much on my plate to share. When I wake up, before I turn on the camera, I'll be thinking about what's on my mind. What was I thinking when I woke up? Everything's cool. I think the most honest thing I can say is when I have solo shows, even though I've done it several times, I always have anxiety about whether or not people are going to like the music. Isn't that strange? But I know I'm not the only one. But preparing my set for the Rosalie show Saturday night at Oliver's, what I do is a complete contrast, completely opposite in many ways of what Rosalie is doing. Very organic, very personal, real down home sounding, and here I come with this, what I'm doing, which for all intents and purposes really actually is the same thing. It's a form of personal expression, but the instruments being used are different, and the focus of what I'm trying to share is different. Her music is very personal, seemingly about people or about someone, like a lot of songs. And so anyway, that's on my mind. Getting ready. It's a few days away. I touched base with Aaron. We don't rehearse. There's nothing to rehearse with Aaron. Aaron is going to do visuals, and he's going to be using a very interesting and unique setup of visual synthesizers, okay? Video synthesizers. So I'm always curious to see what he does. The few shows that we've done together, I shamelessly at times turn around and look at what he's doing, because it's like wow, look at that. So I'm gonna check the comments, but a couple people have got a hold of me through email saying they want to buy the music, but they haven't bought anything. And I'm just saying, just go ahead and buy it through Bandcamp. Bandcamp takes a percentage. I don't mind. The service I'm happy with. I think some people are concerned about wanting to buy them directly from me. That's pretty much direct from me, okay? Please use the Bandcamp site, and please, but I have a couple of digital sales, and even though it's during the month, I do get part of that, okay? It averages out. So the last $7 sale on Interlude, I got $3 of that. I do better on the physical sale, so please go ahead. Every sale counts. And as you can hear, and also you can hear through the comments of others, music's worth it. Let's see what's going on in the comments. Okay. Hi, Dereck. I came across your channel a few weeks ago while off work with ongoing illness. It's been such a treat each day watching your channel, opening my ears to new artists to listen to. Your album, the music's excellent. So you just bought it on Bandcamp. Thank you. Thank you very much. Get a physical copy. 2 people have commented on the Frank Zappa. Thank you. This person says, that part of music around 2 minutes you said reminds you of Zappa, made me think of part of RDNZL. That's one of Zappa's compositions that I haven't listened to in a while. Thank you. That's a high compliment. Someone else along those lines said, that totally sounds like a Zappa melody, not in a copying way, but in a you get it kind of way. Thank you. I really appreciate it, because yes, I ain't copying nobody. That's composition. I can compose. I can write music. I'm a composer. I can say that, even if it sounds pretentious to some. It's the truth. I can say it. So please go ahead and order. Thank you, person who feels like we're kindred spirits. Go ahead and buy some music, please. Here's one that I responded to. This person says, I haven't listened to much of Peter Gabriel except for the hits, and when you said that he didn't want to be interviewed by you because your channel is too small, it just turned me off. Let me clarify. Oh my God. And please, don't be upset with my exasperation. I didn't talk to Peter Gabriel. This shit is business. You have to go through layers, So that's the comment. That's the response I get from the publicist's office, which is, we're only doing things on this level. We're only doing things on this level. It's not personal, okay? That just seems really, I gotta say it, that response to me just seems like you're shooting yourself in the foot, being judgmental with hardly any information. And I said to him, well, I didn't respond like that. That's because I know it wasn't from Peter Gabriel. It's part of the damn game. Don't sell yourself short judging someone with no information. Peter Gabriel's music is fantastic. Thank you, B. Bluger, Hub, whatever. Your music sounds great. I appreciate that. And then another person said, I always just assume you jammed those out on a keyboard or maybe guitar through effects or something. I says, no, baby. This music takes a lot of work. Jamming out. Pardon me again. Just notice the passion in my voice. I know how to jam out. I have recordings where I'm jamming out and improvising. When I'm writing and these things I'm sharing with you, that's a lot of work. And I'm glad to get you people to listen to it. Yes, someone mentioned about Akiko Yano. She's fantastic. I listened to her going to bed last night. Another person says, do I dare say some of your music reminds me of Spyro Gyra? Thank you. But as a reference, Spyro Gyra is very far away from my mentality. I checked out this person because they make videos, and I was looking at the content of his collection, and you would say Spyro Gyra, it sounds like you haven't heard much music in the realm of what I'm doing, and there's a lot. And Spyro Gyra, I accept as a compliment, but I don't sound like Spyro Gyra. Ghost and Bell thought they said something I did sounded to him like, what? Stereolab? Well, thank you, but I don't sound like Stereolab. I'm not trying to sound like anyone, except when I'm doing that. And I've actually covered a Stereolab, but I can't post them because of publishing, but I have them. So yesterday again, well, okay, here we go. Besides rehearsal, I played this over and over and over again. Someone sent this to me. I didn't know about it. This in part is magical and the sort of thing I just love. There's information on the back. I've read it before. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't care. The music is fantastic. Botany. Deepak Verbera. There's an aspect like Boards of Canada to the sound where it sounds okay, like it's decaying. It sounds like the music is decaying or coming from an ancient place. Beautiful, beautiful vinyl. I forget how I obtained this, but I played this. I turned it over 3 or 4 times while I was wasting time online playing a jewel game. I'll do that. Just, aimlessly wasting time listening to music. This was wonderful. There's a couple parts where you're thinking it's ending and then it just creeps into this other sound. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I highly recommend this. If I could figure out how they're getting the sounds to do what they do, I would try something like this. It was part of what was going on while I was listening to it. Trying to figure out how are they getting those sounds. Here's a $2 record that I hadn't shown yet that I used to own and sold, and I'm glad I got it back because when I had it before, apparently I really never listened to it. Really. The Illinois Speed Press, they have 2 albums out. I think they're a Chicago-based band, or were Illinois, right? The way the album looks, it looks like it's going to be country to me. It's not. It's got the Midwestern, it's got a Midwestern flavor to it, but this is psychedelic rock. This is a psychedelic album. The first track is Music Concrete, where they're doing tape manipulation and collage with the different tracks on the album. Great way to start the album, and it doesn't end there. And the songwriting and the arrangements are of a variety. I was kind of surprised when I listened to this all the way through yesterday. I says, well, this is one of those records I never really listened to. Shame on me. Coffee is good this morning. So I filed it alphabetically now in my CDs because I listened to the Carla Duratz yesterday again, and I like it. And I posted my review online. The music, in part, sounds like it's coming from Colosseum, the band Colosseum, from that mindset of horns, arrangements. And once I got that in my mind, I said, oh, okay, I see now. There was even another track on there that sounded even a little bit like Vandergraaf Generator. I said, oh, okay, this is ambitious. Throughout, Carla's voice commands your presence, your attention. It's quite a presence. You can feel her words and the gravel in her voice. It's quite an instrument. It's a good album. It's a good album, it is. The drums are just okay, though, and I like good drums. So this is not someone that I knew much about, hardly anything, but he passed away. And so I'll mention it because I doubt anyone else in the music community will. Richard Horowitz, who I became familiar with through this album with Sussan Deihim. I think she's from the Middle East. I forget what country. She has a very interesting vocal approach where she's doing some things that are probably based on some really old vocal techniques. This is really cool. Part of the Made to Measure series, which I only have a few of. Every one of them is interesting on the Cram Disc label. This is not prog and this is not rock. This is artistic expression. There's some Desert Equations. Azax Atra is the name of this. This is really good. Hard to describe. But Richard Horowitz and Sussan Deihim apparently were partners, maybe married, but she's still with him. He just passed away a couple days ago, and apparently they were still together. So I want to just say, if you don't know, this is worth it. Worth checking out. Richard Horowitz, someone you've never heard of, someone I barely know anything about. Compelling, interesting music. Okay. Listen to this all the way through after practice yesterday. Supersilent. This is an intriguing band because they're jazz musicians and an electronic artist combined. Doesn't sound like jazz. Doesn't sound like typical improv. It almost is in the krautrock vein, and I don't like that term, but when I use it, you know what I mean. There's two sides of the four sides deal with growing tones and ensemble work, where it's like they're building this big. It's more than a drone. There's a drone going on, but there's a lot going on in there, and it's very busy. You know, it's not just, it's people doing things that are creating this maelstrom. This is real good stuff. Death Prod is the other person on here. Interesting name, Death Prod. Supersilent, number 13. This is some good stuff. Good stuff. Anything else down here? Yes, okay. Yes, I listened to this. Biosphere. I have to get some more of this. Biosphere, this is good. The Hilvarenbeek recordings. Ambient, beautifully ambient. The album is mastered by Pole, Stefan Betke, the same guy who mastered my last vinyl album, Future Still. Did a beautiful job on it too. This is wonderful. It's a combination of field recordings and wonderful soundscapes. Biosphere. The cover is appropriate too. Biosphere. That's some stuff for you folks. But I want to also tell you that even though this is really just pop music, nothing special, I really like this new modern English and I play it a lot. You're not my leader. That's one of my anthems right now. And then the song Not Fake. I feel it. The lyrics are nothing great, but they get to the point and I feel them. I really like this band. Looks like they're having fun on tour. Glad I got to meet these guys. Proud to call Mick Conroy, the bass player, a long-distance friend. So if you haven't taken a chance on this modern English, check it out. Before I go, yes, part of my other daily routine is checking the music news, several different sources, checking out the new releases, commercially and non-commercial. I do check out everything. A lot of hip-hop and pop just does not interest me. It's not that it's not good, it's just it's not what I'm interested in. I'm just not interested in it. Regarding my friends in Mode Sound out on tour with Rosalie, it appears they're having a great tour. And this is, again, to me, an example of the reality of what's left of the music industry. They're on an independent label. They're touring their asses off. They're getting good reviews from the audience. They sold out Knitting Factory in New York. I'm hearing nothing in the music press. I mean, very little. There some things like Paste and some of the others where they do focus on the indie. And that's just the way it is. It's like you can be a big fish in a pond and no one knows it except for that pond. And then that's okay. Because Rosalie and David are posting on Instagram every day from the tour. And you can hear it. I can see it and hear it. They are sounding really good. So I'm looking forward to opening for Rosalie, but this is her night coming up in Omaha. You know, I want to be good, but I'm there for Rosalie and my crew, and I'm looking forward to sharing hopefully a very good night with Rosalie and the band, because she's raging, she's on fire. I don't have the album because it's not the sort of thing that I will want to be listening to, but when they get in town, will I get a copy to show support? Yes, I will. Folks, let me know what's on your minds. It's good to hear from Sequoia Flame. He's an old-time VC member, and he's one of the people who helped me. He loaned me money when out of the blue to get Dereck number 3 pressed on vinyl. Good to see that Sequoia Flame is still in the house. Talk to y'all, people. Take care. Family, you know I love you.